World War II veterans. They were told that it wasn't a war. Our war was much worse than yours. Giving the World War II veterans that stigma, the greatest generation, set us up for failure. Yes, they were a great generation, but were they the greatest generation, or are we going to continue making great generations? That's the question. It was unfortunate for those Vietnam guys and the females, the veterans, that didn't get the recognition, so when they all came back, there was nowhere for them to go. The Korean veterans didn't let go. They held on to this. They held on to this until it killed them. The American Legion of VFW is my idea of that. And it's unfortunate because the Vietnam era veterans should have had the opportunity to come in the Legion of the VFW and give back to their community. They didn't. Now they're coming in and taking over and giving back to the community. Now it's screwing my generation of veterans. The American Legion, the VFW, was made, like I said, for young veterans just coming out of the military. They weren't supposed to take commanding positions, but they were supposed to come in and be able to meet a commander or other members that can give them options to meet other individuals that help them get jobs, that help them get stable in the community. Different resources that slowly faded away. We're trying to bring that back. So I'm 33. I'm technically at my prime of what commandership should be. I should be retiring from the American Legion in 3 years and be giving it to my younger generation. That's not going to happen. It's going to take a little bit longer for us to get it fixed. I'm fighting through state, we're fighting through national. I'm piggybacking off the Hollywood Post down south. It goes south to north for state commandership. He's 10 years older than me, so he's 44. 3 years he's in line to be the state commander. I'm to follow him if it all goes right. So he's over his 40s and I'll be close to my 40s. And that's just not the way it was supposed to work out. It was supposed to be for young veterans. We start here, we work our way back out in the community, and we open up businesses, other shops. We'd like to try to get that back going. So please come join us and help build the Women's Auxiliary and tell your veterans and any supporters that want it. Yes, ma'am.
Are there any costs involved in becoming a member?
So right now our dues are so cheap. Imagine they're cheaper than the Rotary. We're $45 for members, for veterans. And I believe our auxiliary, we're going to start at $35 for the Women's Auxiliary. And that's yearly.
Yearly?
Mm-hmm.
And are there any other costs of being a member?
Volunteer. The cost of volunteering. It's cost of volunteering. It's,
So is that your source of funding? I mean, how are you?
We rent the building out. So I'm a volunteer. We just now implemented and got it passed to my Legion to pay myself and my XO 40% of the rental cost so we can create a business. This is a business. And it can't just run sustainably on volunteers. That's why we've got to this portion we're at now. So Phil and I are creating a business so when we leave, we can turn the keys over to another veteran and they have an income. So our goal is to give veterans jobs, create jobs. Not just this building, but we're going to expand past this building. Get back into the community. So most of our work, right now all of our work is volunteer, but it'll be 98% volunteer process and a couple paid staff is our whole end goal to keep this building functioning because it is a 9,946 square foot building that takes a lot to operate and it needs the paid staff. So that's what we're working on. But all of our revenues come in right now are from dues and rentals. So we do rent out. We just raised our price in January. We were only charging, you guys missed it, we were only charging $400 for a whole day, for the whole building last year. Now we're actually reasonably priced $700 for not a nonprofit for an 8-hour day for the whole building. So we're coming up in there.
So what's the capacity of your facility?
Upstairs is 299, in here is 64. The scout room is about 64 as well, and the chow hall is 199. And the meeting room is 42, and my office is that too, as well. So roughly around 600. Any other questions? All right, we can continue this tour. We'll go out that door and go up the stairs and turn right. Some of you have been in the building in the past. Notice we used to have a lot of house fridges for our renters. We no longer have no house fridges, and we've requires different cooling systems. Still in the process, working on different other cooling systems. Trying to make the entryway, when you come into a great hall like this, pop is the way it's supposed to go. That's our goal in here. We're bringing our things out. We would like to replace this bar. This is the general public. When they rent the building, this is the bar they use. It's not sufficient enough for them at the moment, so these are the things we're trying to work on. Get a new bar put in here, smaller cooler system. I mean, we have a sink behind there that's been here since 1930. That's blocked right now because our fridge is in the way. Our outlet system, our electricity didn't come until the 50s, so the building was built with no electricity. Our outlets are very few and far between. But you can see the entryway, it needs some love, and this is where we like to put the museum, so it has some pop case. We brought the POWMI table, that is for our soldiers and veterans, our military members that haven't come home. Each one of those things have a significant meaning behind it. The shot of tequila is because a Marine decided that her brother needed a shot of tequila. I won't argue with her on that. I'll do that down in 2 days. That's not supposed to be there though. We have our own interpretations if we lost someone. Right now, this generation of veterans, good chance every veteran has lost someone. Brother or sister, someone they knew and they loved and they cared about. We've been in war for 16 years, so we've lost a lot. Vietnam lost a lot. I mean, everybody's lost a lot. But so if you know a veteran, there's a chance that they know someone they lost. So we like to significantly honor them, knowing that they'll come home, hoping they'll come home. So that's what we do in here, in the museum. Simple things like that. Our great hall.
Chase you.
So as you can see, this is what we call our Great Hall. This is all, once again, redwood. That was painted over, covered up, tapes that put on it over the years. We like to bring back to life. We like to get all this cleaned up and truly showcase this redwood. Replace our carpets. These chairs on the side are American Legion chairs. They've been here since the building as well. On the side of them, you'll see it says American Legion. Currently, all the heads on the wall are the past commanders since 1922. We're going to remove them and place them somewhere else because I like this to be a neutral room for wedding parties. Yes, it is a veteran building, but I think we should have a neutral room. This is where we believe the neutral room should be. Wayne Caldwell at a Premier Financial donated us a $10,000 PA system, so we're currently in the process of hanging those up so we can start entertaining a little bit better. We just looked at processing and replacing our drips to make sure they're fire retardant and also a dampener. In the 80s and 90s, we had a lot of complaints from the neighbors. Loud music, loud amplified music. So they made different policies. We had to shut a door. But this is a community building. The community does rent this hall. They do a lot of functions. We have the swing dance. We put on every 4th Friday. Folk Life Society puts on a barn dance every 3 months. Like I said, weddings and memorial services. So we're trying to be respectful to our neighbors, but also allow us to continue to do the things we like doing. So we're looking at replacing the drips, putting up dampeners, just kind of muffle the sound and keep it all in. Like tonight, a 23-piece member band is coming into play. It's got to be loud. You know, the little things. You can see we have a great view of the harbor. Eventually, a long-term goal would be to put a nice porch deck on the outside so patrons can truly enjoy the weather in Humboldt County. Have some good days, some rainy days. So this is our Great Hall. We hold our meetings back in here. And when we first started, when the building first opened in 1930, this was a packed house. It fits 299 people. It was a packed house. A lot of people don't know. World War I, World War II, 70% of Humboldt County's men supplied the war efforts. 70% of the men out of Humboldt County during World War I, World War II were veterans. Vietnam had dropped down to 50 to 55%. I'm still looking on better data at that. And then after the war of Vietnam, we inclined to about 60% because a lot of veterans like, hey, let's go to Humboldt County, I can go cut logs or grow wheat. And that's what they did, they can disappear. This is a place where people can disappear. And now we're at 20,000 veterans out of 120,000 people in Humboldt County. So we still have a lot of veterans. It could be a big house again, packed house. Any questions? Okay, and then the office is really the last spot. The office, my office, caught on fire in 2015 from faulty wiring. We lost a lot of bit of information. Not truly sure how much information we lost. But luckily for our neighbors, from this side and that side, caught the fire early on, and then we got the fire department and they put it out. So now we got a nice mint green paint job. And no drapes from the county. So who asked that question? The county owns the building? Yeah. That was someone earlier? If the county owned the building, if they own the building, when they got the insurance claim to replace the fire damage, they should have replaced the drapes. They have not. So I'm still curious on that one. Or the overhead ceiling from the water damage, once again, when they forgot to put the rain gutters back up. Bless you. We used to have a flagpole that stood above our building about 15 feet. They took that down. If you look at Google Earth, it's still on there right now, Google Earth, so that means 2015, we had a flagpole that you can see all the way in Arcata. You can see this flag. That's no longer there. You can ask the county why they took that down. I'm still waiting for an answer on that one too.
I think that's kind of applying ownership, they do stuff like that.
Yeah, that they're insured. They must be the owners.
I'm insured and I have to claim them. So I have to get insurance for the building. I have a $1 million policy, but I have to put them on my insurance plan. Anybody know insurance? We're looking for a new insurance company. We're being, yeah. I know. The office, I have some old mobility of the roll top desk from the Samoa Coast Guard base that we saved from a veteran when we helped him move. I asked him the question, hey, it's a beautiful old desk. He goes, yeah, I came from the Coast Guard base in Samoa. Do you want it? I said, yes, I do. So we have, some stuff like that. A lot of you may know him, may not know him. Major James A. Taylor, Medal of Honor recipient. He's a local. He's one of our members. His picture's up on the wall in the hall. He's coming here. So we have a lot of history. Us as veterans that truly know, truly understand the sacrifice. We have lost people in the past. There's a lot of Gold Star mothers out here. I didn't see Charlie today. Her son hangs up on our wall, Kevin, and we'd like to continue to keep that stuff. Below Kevin is the plaque of World War II veterans that died from Arcata, California, and where they died at. McKinleyville Airport also has a plaque like that for McKinleyville residents, and the Eureka Hall has a 3 times the size plaque of Eureka veterans that lost their life in World War II. So it's common. A lot of their name never be forgotten. That's the whole objectivity. That what they did wasn't for a lost vein. And that's what we truly believe as veterans, to keep their name alive and their spirit alive, because they made that sacrifice so we could be here today. Yes?
So if you were to do all of the upgrades that you want to do, what resources do you have?
Community outreach, fundraising, doing a lot of fundraising. I'm trying to work with other posts too that have a little more money and ask them for money. The whole goal would be to get the community to support, especially Arcata, to start showing life and love back to their veterans in the community building. That would be the main goal that I would shoot for, and then grants. So I got a bunch of different tasks I have to try to figure out the avenue of. But anybody that just really feels the need to want to do it, I encourage that.
How much money are you looking?
So the kitchen, so we start with the kitchen, we'll go the highest. I think it's around $200,000 to get that kitchen up to code, to bring it to the 21st century. Our drapes in this room, $13,333.02. I got that bill yesterday. The interior structural, just the simple things of here, I think is just hard labor. Volunteer hard labor, trying to do some stripper and a little bit of sanding. And then the aesthetics of the carpet. The concrete on the side, I believe that was somewhere around $8,000 I was estimating on doing a slab. The fencing, Dave, I want to say his name is Dave, from Green Diamond, is currently looking to donate fencing posts for us. I gotta talk to one of my veterans to find out if that's still a thing he's doing. We threw the lager ball last year and they had a great time. And we told them we needed fencing because I like to stop picking up human fecal matter. That'd be great. So we put up a perimeter to keep that out, and he's like, yeah, that sounds good. Let me see what I can do. So we're waiting on that. So that one's a thing, and then really everything else is just it's labor. It's labor coming in, sanding, painting, and cleaning.
Do you have set work days?
I work currently right now 7 days a week. I'm here pretty much every day, unless I can try to take a day off. It really varies on what days. I usually try to take Mondays off. Tuesdays I go to the board of supervisor meetings, so I like to know what the county's doing, so I can keep my veterans informed. But otherwise, we're usually here.
I mean, do you have plans for community work days?
We're trying to put more. We've put some in the past, and it hits and misses up here in Humboldt County. I'm trying to learn to logistically better myself with that. It gets very daunting task. Like Thanksgiving, on November 23rd, we're doing the harvest feast, our second annual harvest feast. So it's where we feed anybody that needs to be fed. That is less than fortunate, can't afford, or anybody just wants to eat. And we get a bunch of volunteers that come in for that day. And so it varies the seasons when we're so pumped up on how much energy I still have to do that next step, to try to do the next step. Or when I get to that step, next thing I know, everybody's gone. It's August and no one's in Humboldt County in August, or it's December and no one's in Humboldt County in December. So it's a trick. But we always love it. That's what our Women's Auxiliary did. They helped out, just building our membership up so we can task out these jobs out to different entities that would like to help out. Currently, Phil and I, my XO, we clean everything. If a function comes in, we just started asking for cleaning deposits, cleaning fees, because when someone come in rent the hall, yes, they could clean it, but they wouldn't clean it. And so Phil and I would spend the whole next day cleaning it. So now that whole day of office work just got taken away, and then it's a lot of time we break it. So we're trying to get more volunteers and more members build our organization so we can task out each different step. There's a lot of great ideas that people want in place, and it's really hard when people here full time trying to get that. Any other questions? You want to see the office? I got a loose.